Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebekah Miller. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm here to take you into the kitchen for my Instant Pot favorites. So I'm going to show you 3 healthy dishes that can be made vegan, vegetarian, whatever diet that you want to fit, that's going to feed your family, easy to make, and all within an hour. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my page, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a day in the kitchen with me. Let's get started. All right, guys, so I have my favorite Ninja Foodi here acting as our Instant Pot. If you don't have a Ninja Foodi, that's okay. Any Instant Pot or pressure cooker will do for these recipes. So let's get started on our first recipe. It is actually a vegan/vegetarian recipe that if you wanted to, you can make it non-vegan if you want. We are making a Cajun red beans and rice. I'm super excited. Me growing up in my Cajun roots, I've always loved some spicy red beans and rice. So this is my take on that in the Instant Pot. Thankfully, it is a meal that you can have on the dinner table in less than 30 minutes, as well as just dump it and go. It's healthy and it can feed multiple family members. The recipe I'm making is a standard serving size of 4. Feel free to double it, triple it as needed, and it's also great as a meal prep recipe to use for lunches throughout the week. So we have our Instant Pot ready and on, and the ingredients I'm going to use are 1 cup of dried red beans. So I did soak the beans overnight for a couple hours. The reason why I soak them is because it helps break down that enzyme in the beans that cause gas and bloating. Have you ever heard of when you had beans, they make you toot? Well, sometimes it can be really uncomfortable. So if you soak your beans beforehand, it'll help break down that enzyme so you can digest and tolerate beans a little bit better. If you still have trouble, then we can work on getting you some quality digestive enzymes for this. So I just soaked about 1 cup. I'm gonna dump them straight into the Instant Pot, ready to go. Next are the vegetables. This is where you can get a little creative. I did 1 cup of chopped onion. I did 1 cup of chopped celery, 1 medium green bell pepper, and a tablespoon of minced garlic. For our liquid, I'm doing 2 cups of vegetable stock or broth, whichever you want. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Feel free to get any variety you want. We got the basil, garlic, and oregano version. Doesn't really matter, I use 1 can. Then for our hot sauce. So we've got about 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, any variety that you want, preferably a Louisiana variety if you want to keep it Cajun. And then also a fun thing I added that I wanted to show you, especially for people who want to eat more plant-based, I added this product called Liquid Smoke. Since this recipe does not contain meat that a normal red bean and rice would, this kind of gives it that umami flavor profile to make it taste smoky and taste like it has sausage in it without the sausage. So I added about a teaspoon or more of that to taste. I may add more later, you never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that into the rice and bean. And then lastly, we have our seasoning mix. So I've got in a little bit of salt. I've got Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Did I say that right, Mom? I've got a little bit of oregano in there, as well as cayenne pepper. So go ahead and put the lid on to sealing. We're gonna do pressure cooker. So instead of the air crisp function like we used last time, we're gonna do our pressure cooker. You're gonna keep it on high temperature. You can always change the temp in future recipes, but this one you wanna do it on high, and then I'm gonna set it for 15 minutes. So this is a good time to make your rice if you want it to, because it's gonna be a red beans and rice, of course. So we've got brown rice here in our rice cooker. It is nice and fluffy. If you don't have a rice cooker, you can cook it in your Instant Pots and you can cook it on the stovetop. Feel free to change it out. If you don't wanna use rice and you're looking for a lower carb alternative, use cauliflower rice. If you need a little bit more carbs, then add more rice. It's so versatile with this recipe. So we'll come back to this after stuff is done. All right, the beans are ready. So what I did when the Instant Pot was done cooking is I went from sealing to vented and I let it air out naturally until it was done and safe to open. So these are the beans. They look really good. Also added a little bit more Creole seasoning because I just love that flavor. So feel free to add more if you think it's a little bland. Last thing I'm gonna do to finish off this recipe is I'm gonna add a can of the Chipotle beans just to give it a little oomph in there, you know what I'm saying? So this is an awesome product I found, or actually my husband found at H-E-B, 10 grams of protein per serving, as well as it has smoky sweet blend, which is the flavor profile we're going for today. So I'm gonna set the Instant Pot onto the saute, press start, and then I'm gonna add it so that it can cook into the mixture. Probably about 10 minutes is I'm gonna let this cook. And then all you need to do is add it to rice and you're good to go. So we'll wait to let this cook and we'll meet back for the finale. All right, guys, it is all complete. So after I finish having it saute for about 5 to 10 minutes, your dish is ready to go as long as your rice is done. So this is what it looks like. This is gonna be my serving. Of course, I like to keep it portion controlled, still a good amount of carbohydrates, still a good amount of protein. Also, for Michael, since he does need a little bit more, I gave him about double the amount because he is active and bigger than me. I highly recommend you give this recipe a try. It's got a smoky Cajun twist to a normal flavor. I'm saying some weird stuff. What was I saying, babe?
I don't know, it smells good and I really just want to eat it, so.
Delicious. If you want to add meat to it, some people like to do a sausage like a normal recipe. Personally, if you want to cut down your carbohydrates from this recipe, if you have diabetes or maybe you don't want as many carbohydrates, skip the rice and use cauliflower rice instead. So we're gonna go enjoy this and stay tuned for the next 2 recipes. Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna be making my Instant Pot lettuce wrap. So this is gonna be a lower carb meal that can be made vegan or vegetarian, but today I'm gonna be using ground chicken. So first thing you're gonna do is you wanna get your oil of choice when cooking, and you're gonna use the saute function on the Instant Pot. Don't worry, we'll get to the pressure cooking eventually, but what I love about the Instant Pot, even the Ninja Foodie, any Instant Pot I've seen out there, is that you could do more than just pressure cook with it. So there's a saute option in almost every Instant Pot I've seen. So you could saute onions, garlic, chicken, things like that before you pressure cook, which is what we're gonna do today in this recipe. Another reason I love this recipe is it's quick, it's easy, and it's a 1-pot meal that you could double, triple, just like the recipe prior, to feed a family of 4 or more. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of avocado oil and go ahead and put that into my pressure cooker. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it and press sear or saute. Keep it on high. I'm gonna just press start. Since this is a Asian inspired dish, I am gonna add a little bit of sesame oil in with the avocado oil and let that heat up for about 30 seconds. Oil is heated up, so let's add our chicken first. I've got about a pound of ground chicken here, but feel free to use beef, tofu, tempeh, turkey, any other protein of choice. Today, this is just gonna be chicken. Add my vegetables. This is 1 full onion, about 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, and about half a cup of chopped mushrooms. I'm gonna go ahead and add to the chicken. So what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and keep sauteing those chicken and vegetables until the chicken is no longer pink. You don't wanna overcook the chicken too much at this stage because you are gonna go and put it all together in the pressure cooker and cook it for a little bit longer. So we don't wanna overcook the chicken right now. You're gonna turn off the saute function. You're gonna stop it all together. And then you're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of chicken or vegetable broth of choice to deglaze that pan. We're gonna mix together the sauce, and then we're gonna mix it all together and put it into the Instant Pot and get it cooking. Sauce, you're gonna go ahead and add it to the chicken in the pot and mix it all together before we do the final cook. This is how you want it to look. It's all mixed together, the chicken. Go ahead and make sure the Instant Pot is sealed and cooked all the way. We're gonna press high for about 3 minutes. We're gonna let it cook. All right, I got the chicken and everything out of the Instant Pot, and we have 2 more steps to complete this meal. So now that the chicken's all done, I'm gonna add about a small 8-ounce can of diced water chestnuts. Look how good this looks, you guys. The chicken is perfect, it smells good. All right, so the best way to eat this is with your lettuce wraps. Lettuce wraps wouldn't be lettuce wraps without lettuce. Just grab as many lettuce wraps as you want, little lettuce leaves, and you'll just scoop as much of the protein mix into your lettuce wrap. Like little boats. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it sure is delicious. So good. Okay, I have to say this is absolutely delicious. But we're gonna go enjoy, and thank you for joining in. Stay tuned for my third final recipe happening soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen for my Instant Pot faves. For this recipe, I'm making a chicken burrito bowl in the Instant Pot. It is literally a dump and go recipe that can feed multiple people. It's absolutely delicious, not a lot of prep required, and super healthy. Okay, so let's get started. We're using our handy dandy Instant Pot from the Ninja Foodie, and then we're gonna get started on the ingredients. The first thing you need for your protein is about 1 pound of chicken breast cut up into small pieces like this. Feel free to double the recipe if you want a little bit more chicken. Change it up however you want. Ingredient for this recipe is black beans. I did 2 cans of black beans. You can add a can of corn if you want to, but since I am taking corn out of this recipe, I'm doing 2 cans of black beans instead, just so I get a little bit more fiber, a little bit more protein. So 2 cans of black beans, just go ahead and put that in there. For tomatoes, you can either do about a cup of your favorite salsa, or you could get diced tomatoes fire roasted, whichever your preference is. I'm gonna be doing a can of the fire roasted with garlic. A little bit more than 1 cup of chicken stock. I've got about 1 cup and 1/4. And then for our seasonings, we're gonna be pretty simple in that I'm just using basic taco spoons. Feel free to add more, feel free to add less if you want a little bit more spice, a little bit more kick. You can add cayenne pepper, all those fun things. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 of minced garlic. I like a lot of garlic. And then the last thing you're gonna do, and this is completely optional, is add your rice. I'm gonna do about a cup of brown rice. You can skip this step if you are wanting to be a little bit on the lower carb side, using cauliflower rice, skipping it all together. But because me and Michael are really active, we're gonna be working out a lot, I decided why not add a little bit more carbs. Either way is up to you. So we're just gonna add it to the top. You're not gonna stir the brown rice in. You're just gonna put it all on the top. And then you're going to get with the cooking. You're gonna turn your Instant Pot on. You're gonna press pressure. You're wanting to do it on a high pressure for 10 minutes. The burrito bowl is done. This is the easiest part. You put it in a bowl, you put your toppings on it, and you munch, baby. I love it. All right, this is what the finished product looks like. As you can see, the rice is perfectly cooked. The beans are not split down the middle or anything like that. And it smells absolutely divine. All you need to do to double check is you need to make sure that the chicken is at an internal temperature of 165 degrees for 15 seconds to ensure food safety, so you do not get sick. So I did pour myself a bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese, just a little bit, and then some organic Greek yogurt. This is a great substitute for sour cream if you are loving sour cream. Higher protein, a little bit lower fat. So thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen throughout the past couple of days. As you could see, I did make each meal on a different day, which could be how you could do this at home too. So you already have 3 awesome dinner options that you can have on the table in less than an hour that are so easy, nutritious, and can feed your entire family or freeze and use later. If you have been liking the series, please comment below and give me your thoughts and feedback on that. Please like this video. If you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button. It helps my channel grow. And as always, I appreciate your support. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your week. Bye.